Nation 2024, and our top story leading to 2024 is on opposition unity. Well, it is the 70th birthday of MK Stalin, and he was hoping to set a stage of opposition unity. It's turned out to be quite the opposite. Let me quickly take you through the headlines before we get to the story. Day after his top ministers quit, Kejriwal says work will not stop. Likens Modi government to Indira regime. Atishi and Saurabh Bhardwaj inducted as New Delhi ministers.
उनको कहना चाहता हूं इन लोगों को, बीजेपी वालों को, आम आदमी पार्टी आंधी है, आंधी। अब ये किसी के रोके रुकने वाली नहीं है. No one can stop the idea whose time has come. And Aam Aadmi Party's time has come.
Bulldozers raze down property of Umesh Pal murder accused. Atik aid in Prayagraj, house where Umesh's killers had bought down. Yogi Adityanath hits out at SP and Akhilesh Yadav. After series of LAC brawls, India and China finally set to hold bilateral talks tomorrow on sides of the G20 meet. Jaishankar likely to meet Chinese counterpart. Foreign Minister schools UK Foreign Secretary who raised the issue of BBC tax rates. Jaishankar says all foreign entities operating in India need to abide by the law fully. Foreign funding license of think tank Centre for Policy Research suspended. CPR issues statement says will cooperate with authorities. And the big Stalin birthday bash in Tamil Nadu is our top story this evening as well. Political heavyweights like Kharge, Tejashwi and Akhilesh set to attend in a big show of opposition unity. Meanwhile, Farooq Abdullah bats for Stalin as PM candidate for 2024. But the stage also set for opposition disunity. India bowled out for 109 in the first innings of the third test at Indore. Matt Kahneman picks his first 5-wicket haul. All right, big statement coming in by NC patron Farooq Abdullah. Well, he says, tells Kharge, forget about who will be PM, win elections first. Let's stick together and work in harmony. Don't lose hope. Farooq tells Stalin, come to the national scene, build the nation like you have built Tamil Nadu. Very, very interesting, viewers. A reality check, it seems Farooq Abdullah has given Mallikarjun Kharge, the president of the Congress party, saying, talk about being the PM later, or maybe even suggesting that talk about leading the opposition later, first win elections. Let's stick together and work in harmony, don't lose hope. A swipe where the Congress is concerned coming in from none other but Farooq Abdullah, where he's pretty much underlined the fact that the Congress cannot stake the claim of being the fulcrum of the opposition or being at the center stage of opposition unity leading up to 2024. It no longer has that in terms of pure numbers to actually stake that claim. It needs to earn that claim by winning elections, not by sheer posturing. All of this, viewers, is also in the wake of what went down in the plenary session of the Congress, where you had even the like of Mr. Kharge and many other leaders coming out from the Congress and suggesting that Congress will be leading the opposition in 2024, to the effect where even somebody like Jairam Ramesh has taken a swipe at leaders like Nitish Kumar, suggesting that the Congress doesn't need to be told that it's going to be leading the opposition. A mirror now shown by Farooq Abdullah where the Congress comes into question. What's also interesting, Farooq Abdullah has told Stalin, come to the national scene. Earlier in the day, Farooq Abdullah had said that Stalin could make an able prime minister for the country. Listen in to Farooq Abdullah.
There is a lot more to be done. Not only here, but in the nation. And I request him, here from this stage, let us think of India. Let us think of every state in India. How do we live together? All the religions that exist in India are part of this nation. We don't come from abroad. We are part, whether we are Muslims, we are Hindus, we are Sikhs, we are Christians, whatever we are, we belong to this country called India. And therefore, what I demand from him, not request, but demand, today we need to work together. To all the leaders I say, and those who are not here, wake up, unite, and build a nation where all of us can live in honor, dignity, and live with peace.
All right, you just heard Farooq Abdullah there. We're going to break it down. What is the political meaning of that reaction of Farooq Abdullah? He's at the stage of MK Stalin's birthday. A lot of political leaders there, but a lot missing. If this stage showcases opposition unity, it also shows the fault lines that lie within the opposition. Where is Mamata Banerjee? Where is KCR? Where is Arvind Kejriwal? All of that coming in together. Let's cut across right now to Rahul Srivastav, our National Affairs Editor, as well as our reporter on ground, Shilpa. Rahul, let's cut across to Shilpa first, because the festivities now starting. Shilpa, what are you witnessing? We just heard Farooq Abdullah a short while ago.
Well, yes, Preeti, and as we're speaking, Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, is currently on stage delivering his speech. He's, of course, talking about MK Stalin and his contribution to Tamil Nadu politics and the state of Tamil Nadu. And you can see from the visuals, it's a full house. It is a jam-packed crowd which is gathered here in Chennai to take part in this public meeting organized by the DMK. But what has caught headlines, or what has made news, is the recent statement that Farooq Abdullah, the National Conference leader and the former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, just made. In fact, apart from asking MK Stalin to come to the national scene, what Farooq Abdullah has asked is that the Congress should forget about who is going to become the next Prime Minister, because what matters is they need to win the elections first. The opposition parties, they need to win the election first. The Prime Minister can be decided later. It is the nation that matters and not the Prime Minister. That is the big message that Farooq Abdullah gave on this big stage here in Chennai. And he specifically said this to Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress leader, who just a few days back, of course, had said that Congress will play a very important role in bringing together the large alliance and in fighting the BJP. So this, of course, is a big message that Farooq Abdullah is.
Shilpa, keep your eyes trained and your ears open to what Mr. Kharge says right now, because it would be interesting if he also makes a political statement responding to what Farooq Abdullah said. He might just turn around and give it back to Farooq Abdullah. What does that make of opposition unity is completely different. But I want to cut across and get Rahul Srivastav, our National Affairs Editor, to break it down politically. Rahul, very interesting in light of the latest current commentary by the Congress, where somewhere down the line, each time they say we don't need to be told that we will lead the opposition in 2024. Farooq Abdullah has practically given the Congress a reality check there, saying win elections and talk about being the Prime Minister later.
Preeti, that's what perhaps is the undoing of the opposition right now. I think there is so much of hope and aspiration to their coming together than actually real brass tacks. Mr. Farooq Abdullah, thousands of kilometers away from Srinagar, can say Stalin is good, Congress doesn't need to do X, Y, Z. But the Congress remains the principal opposition party, though diminished in numbers. It is the only party which can challenge BJP at the national level. And if the Congress does not aspire to lead the pack of opposition, then how does the Congress revive itself and improve its lot from 52 seats and get to say something close to 2004 when it got 150 odd seats? The problem is that without aspiring to lead the pack, the Congress actually, and telling its cadres that it's going to lead the pack, how can the Congress enthuse its own cadres? It's the Congress's compulsion that it has to revive itself. And the Congress is necessary to the opposition, because Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal, others might be threatening the Congress, but cannot be the Congress right now. And that is why, if you see the show here, is that all of them all the leaders who are there seem to be saying that when it comes to these opposition unity templates, we are together. But when it comes to working together, it's very difficult. And I think the opposition fault lines which are visible each time that the opposition actually tries to put out a show of strength, like it happened in the case of KCR when he had only 5 odd people, CPM, CPI, and Akhilesh Yadav and others. And when Congress tried at the end of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and this, you will always find some players missing. So it is not a complete picture which is emerging as far as opposition unity is concerned. Until there is a certain degree of firmness and completeness to it, opposition unity remains more in hope and wishes than in work.
Okay, stay with us, Rahul. Let's just take you through on what happened through the course of the day. So it's a birthday bash for MK Stalin. He's turned 70. What is also interesting at the same time, another prime minister, not that Mr. Stalin has been a PM aspirant, but Nitish Kumar's prime ministerial ambitions have been quite open. Even it's Mr. Kumar's birthday today as well. But having said that, let's focus on what's happening in Chennai. So all of these visuals filtering in through the course of the morning, and Mr. Stalin had sent out invitations to certain opposition parties. Some of them could not make it because they were engaged elsewhere, or that is the official explanation to them being missing, and that includes the like of Arvind Kejriwal or KCR. Both of the gentlemen wished MK Stalin, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, on Twitter. But the likes of Mamata Banerjee, no wishing on Twitter, missing from that podium. But who all were there? Well, that includes Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge, who's speaking right now. So we've got our ears trained on what he might say. Will he give it back to Farooq Abdullah? What does it say about opposition unity? On the other hand, Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav, who till now has made it to an opposition unity stage wherever there has been no Congress. So this is practically the first time where Akhilesh Yadav is going to be sharing stage with the Congress's Mallikarjun Kharge. On the other hand, you have the likes of Bihar Deputy Chief Minister Tejashwi Yadav. The RJD is in alliance with the Congress where Bihar is concerned. While this assumes significance ahead of the 2024 election, like I pointed out, the fact that KCR, Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal missing, Sharad Pawar missing, will also be conspicuous in their absence. I want to quickly dip into the reactions coming in, and we're back with Rahul Srivastav.
Honorable Chief Minister, on 70th birthday, a very happy birthday to him. I wish him all the good luck.
I do understand this. It's every year. This is not, I think, probably you're new to this. So every year we invite leaders of different parties, like-minded parties, and it's just because we can't keep repeating the same leaders. We invite, and there are every occasions, and this is a normal practice which we follow.
As far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, almost all the opposition parties are united, but we are also trying to take in many other parties in various states, because a united opposition can definitely defeat BJP. That is our opinion.
Let us forget who is going to become the Prime Minister. Let us first win the election, then think who is going to become the Prime Minister. It is not the Prime Minister that matters. It is the nation that matters. If we can save the nation, we can save everyone in this country. 140 crore people. They look to you.
All right, let's cut across back to Rahul Srivastav. Rahul, practically it must be the first time that at least I have heard Akhilesh Yadav deliver a speech in English and not in Hindi. But, that aside, with what certain leaders have said, Rahul, including Farooq Abdullah, maybe not the prime ministerial face, but somebody like an MK Stalin could really be the rallying point of bringing the opposition parties together, maybe on the same stage where the Congress is, because somewhere down the line, we haven't seen prime ministerial ambitions from MK Stalin, which we can't really say of other political parties like the BRS, TMC or the rest.
Preeti, I don't think we have seen prime ministerial aspirations from MK Stalin, because I think it's rather too new to the race. And see, also a party like the DMK has critical baggage issues. Somebody who has leads a party who has been carrying out a strong anti-Hindi campaign cannot actually aspire to be a prime minister, because there is a large number of seats which are coming from North India, in the Hindi-speaking areas. And I think anybody who allies with a DMK politically will find it very problematic. Say, for example, an Akhilesh Yadav, how will he justify to his people about what his political stand or DMK's political stand is? So I think it's not a very easy thing for Stalin to aspire. But then it happened to Deve Gowda, and Deve Gowda, it happened by default that there was a huge amount of rivalry between a Lalu Yadav and a Mulayam Singh Yadav and a Sharad Yadav and others. And that is why eventually, as a consensus candidate, Deve Gowda was chosen as the prime ministerial candidate. And then somebody lesser in terms of a political activism, somebody like an Aike Gujral. So eventually, is the opposition looking at an exercise of that kind, that once the results are out, the Congress numbers are not overwhelming, that it can dictate the terms and the opposition eventually can have its prime ministerial candidate? I think the politics has moved away from that period. And that is why Farooq Abdullah is right. Forget being prime minister, who becomes the prime minister, nation first, all that is fine.
But you know, okay,
I think
Rahul, the fact is, before I go into a break, I'm sorry I'm coming in because we're running out of time. Because shouldn't maybe this advice be given to other political parties? Because if you look at it where he says we must all fight together, what happened in Gujarat? Aam Aadmi Party benefited with that 6% vote share at the cost of Congress. What possibly might happen in 2 states out of the 3 that are going into election tomorrow, the TMC might actually benefit the BJP.
Yes, that's exactly is the problem, that each political party is trying to expand itself, while the Congress also is trying to do the same thing to revive itself. So there is a clash of interests happening between the opposition, within the opposition spectrum. Now, if there is a clash of interest in terms of the aspirations of the rest non-Congress political parties and the attempts of revival by the Congress, then the entire exercise is not really an attempt to unity. As I've been saying, it is a re-establishment of a working order in the opposition. I think it is just work in progress. It will take some time for the opposition to find out the right contours to start working with each other.
Well, let's see when those contours are found, Rahul. We are less than a year away from general elections, but appreciate you joining us. With that, I want to go into a quick break. There's on the other side is our fact check segment.
India Today Conclave 2023, March 17th and 18th, New Delhi. Listen to Janvi Kapoor, Malaika Arora, Anita Sengupta, Abha Adams, Hajar Chena Ramani, Dr. Ruha Shadab. The India Moment.
The world we live in is rapidly changing, and at the forefront of this change is the rise of artificial intelligence and machine learning tools.
My name is Sophia, and I am an artificially intelligent robot who wants to help change the world for the better.
From intelligent personal assistants like Siri and Alexa to self-driving cars, these tools are revolutionizing the way we live, work, and interact with the world around us. The recent addition to this has been ChatGPT, which very quickly took the world by surprise. It was an OpenAI's ChatGPT that made us realize that robots and AI will not only take over technical jobs, but can very well come after creative jobs as well. It was Meesho's founder, Vidit Atreyu, who with this observation got us all thinking about what AI can really come after. Until now, with its human-trained model, ChatGPT has been able to write and direct a movie or a book. It's even cleared competitive exams. Where on one hand there's a fear of AI takeover, on the other there is enhancement through AI in the field of education. AI-powered tools are helping students learn in new and innovative ways. Where ChatGPT is texting us our solutions, its parent body OpenAI, founded by internet's favorite Elon Musk, has another tool that's been the cause of fear, and that is DALL-E. A creative tool that can make an image from a user's text inputs is simply made to blow minds, but that's not all what it does. It also edits photographs, generating AI versions of the same picture. With the infusion of such tools, it's essential to prepare for the possibility of job loss. Job losses may be mitigated by investing in education and training for new roles. Additionally, it's crucial to consider ethical implications of AI tools and ensure that they're used in a responsible and ethical manner. But the misuse of AI in education is what could potentially damage the future. American philosopher Noam Chomsky believes the only contribution AI or a tool like ChatGPT can really have in the education sector is by promoting high-tech plagiarism. In the wake of rising cases of plagiarism and reliance on ChatGPT by students for their assignments, Sciences Po, one of France's top universities, has banned the use of OpenAI-funded chatbot. Along with France, some public schools in New York City and Seattle have also implemented the ban, while some US-based universities are shifting focus from homework assessments to handwritten essays and oral exams.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching our Fact Check segment where we bust claims masquerading to be facts on social media platforms and WhatsApp group claim suggesting a Muslim man was beating a Hindu child. The fact check on that: it's a Pakistani-based citizen thrashing his own son. Nothing to do with anything Hindu-Muslim. With that fact check, time for me to go into a break. Stay with us. On the other side is To the Point.
Filmmakers in the Indian film industry have often resorted to remaking successful films in the hopes that audiences would flock to a theatre. However, recent releases such as Kartik Aaryan's Shehzada and Akshay Kumar and Imran Hashmi's starrer Selfie, which are also remakes of Allu Arjun's Ala Vaikunthapuramalu and Prithviraj Sukumaran's starrer Driving License, have turned out to be box office duds. And cinephiles will be hoping that this could bring an end to the remake culture in Bollywood. The box office success of several big-budget films in Bollywood has been on shaky ground, with audiences rejecting remakes of South and Hollywood movies lately, and the Hindi film industry losing its grip on the audience due to the lack of originality. Let's take a look at some disastrous Hindi remakes which tanked. Hrithik Roshan and Saif Ali Khan collaborated with filmmaker duo Pushkar Gayatri for the Bollywood version of the Tamil hit Vikram Vedha. The film, which was made on a massive budget of 175 crore rupees, approximately grossed over 78 crores at the box office. Whereas R. Madhavan and Vijay Sethupathi starrers' lifetime collection was over 58 crore rupees at the box office, but was made on a relatively lower budget.
कुछ लोग विश्वास नहीं करते पर जिंदगी में चमत्कार होते हैं जी
Amir Khan and Kareena Kapoor Khan starrer Lal Singh Chaddha crashed out of theatres with a lifetime collection of 58 crores approximately in its domestic run. The film was a remake of Tom Hanks's hit film Forrest Gump.
जब हमारे पिताजी कैंसर के लास्ट स्टेज पे थे और मेडिकल वाला पैसे के बिना दवाई देने को तैयार नहीं था, हमने हथियार उठा लिया.
The Akshay Kumar and Kriti Sanon starrer, which is a remake of the 2014 Tamil film Jigar Thanda, turned out to be a box office dud and ended up collecting over 72 crores. Reportedly, the film was made on a budget of 180 crore rupees and was panned by critics.
मुझे भाई नहीं, गॉडफादर बोलते हैं.
मुझे 500 रुपए चाहिए विद्या.
तो जितना मांग रहा है उतनी कमाई है नहीं.
मुझे पता है तुम्हारे अकाउंट में.
After Kabir Singh, Shahid Kapoor picked yet another Telugu film for a remake. Shahid Kapoor's sports drama Jersey ended up doing poor business at the box office with a lifetime collection of 19 crore rupees, approximately, despite good reviews. The Telugu version, meanwhile, collected over 50 crores.
हम मिडिल क्लास फैमिली की लाइफ ही प्रॉब्लम है, लेकिन जब प्रॉब्लम फैमिली पे आती है ना, तो एक निकम्मा ही काम आता है.
From poor reviews to a low box office collection of approximately 1.5 crores, the Shilpa Shetty, Abhimanyu Dasani and Shirley Sethia starrer washed out from theatres within a few days of its release.
जीत तो मैं तभी गया था जब मैंने सोच लिया.
The film was a remake of Nani's Telugu flick Middle Class Abbai, which had collected over 69 crores. With Snigdha Shweta, Entertainment Bureau, India Today.
There are some big names in the art world, like the ones from the progressive modern masters like Raza, Souza, Gaitonde, Hussain, etc. Some collect them as assets, some as vanity, some for the snob value, some for the emotional appeal. They appreciate well and fetch returns. Same with select contemporary artworks. Then there is a whole pool of emerging contemporary artists who cannot just be viewed from the lens of valuations. One such artist at the India Art Fair happened to be Vikrant Pisse. His art reiterates his commitment to the revolutionary spirit of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. His work focuses on making powerful social commentary. The fabric of revolutionary times exuded. From his work, the call to action to uphold constitutional rights, to a social commentary on casteism with the Dalits in India, to depicting the landmark Rohit Vermila suicide case, the artist is working on a series on the legacy of the Dalit Panther movement in India. His iconography is informed and deliberate in radicality. A force of change to reckon with, Bhise's work stands out at the India Art Fair. In New Delhi, Chaiti Narula for India Today.
Warm welcome, viewers. You're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Choudhry. Within 24 hours of his two ministers resigning, Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain, Arvind Kejriwal has already distributed their portfolios to already cabinet ministers who are there, Kailash Gehlot and Mr. Anand. On the other hand, two new cabinet ministers will be inducted very soon, Atishi and Saurabh Bhardwaj. They are waiting in the wings for the president to accept the resignations of both Mr. Sisodia and Mr. Jain. So has somewhere down the line Arvind Kejriwal at least managed the crisis, the immediate crisis at hand? Many would suggest not quite, because this is a huge, huge blow for the Aam Aadmi Party. A crisis which is way worse than even 2015 on what went down. Will Arvind Kejriwal be able to tide over the crisis? And what next for Arvind Kejriwal? Let's put out what could be the options that Arvind Kejriwal could be working on. One, focus on Delhi. It's back to base. Put national ambitions on hold. Number two, build a pan-India cadre. Arvind Kejriwal has also realized, or I'm sure the Aam Aadmi Party also realized, that other than Punjab and Delhi, where does it have a cadre base, even if it wants to expand its foothold? Also, to focus on a stronger party bench strength. Is there a second rung of strong leadership where the Aam Aadmi Party comes into question? Save a few, right now, no. Find tenable political allies. The Aam Aadmi Party has been out in the cold with very few other political parties holding their hand through the time of crisis. And what's gone down in the last few days stands testimony to that. Also, it is an option which maybe vintage Arvind Kejriwal would have exercised, that to launch a full-blown offensive against BJP and Modi. Or somebody would say this would be politically astute, fly under the BJP radar in 2024 and try and peak in 2029. On the other hand, what is it that Arvind Kejriwal is looking at? Clearly, doesn't want to ally where the BJP is concerned. The Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party have been two sides of the spectrum. So Arvind Kejriwal looking to build together an axis which comprises of non-BJP, non-Congress parties. But for the first time, viewers, we'd heard him very, briefly during the time when he spoke after meeting Manish Sisodia's wife when Mr. Sisodia was arrested. 4 days later, Arvind Kejriwal comes out and speaks to the press, publicly addressing his cadre. If this was vintage Kejriwal, you would have seen a combative Arvind Kejriwal, aggressive Arvind Kejriwal coming in and going after the BJP or even the Prime Minister. Not so much this time around. What's gone down? Listen in to a fairly tepid Arvind Kejriwal. Is he on the back foot or is he recalibrating?
ऐसे दोनों शख्स जिन्होंने दुनिया में भारत का नाम रोशन किया, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने उन दोनों को जेल में डाल दिया। शराब नीति तो बहाना है। शराब नीति में कोई घोटाला नहीं हुआ, सब फर्जी है। असल में प्रधानमंत्री जी चाहते हैं कि दिल्ली के अंदर जो अच्छा काम हो रहा है वो अच्छे काम को रोका जाए, क्योंकि जो काम हम लोग कर रहे हैं वो नहीं कर सकते। मैंने अभी एमएलएज के साथ भी मीटिंग की, काउंसलर्स के साथ भी मीटिंग की, उसमें भी मैंने उनके राय जानी। जनता में भारी रोष है, जनता में इतना ज्यादा रोष है, जनता कह रही है ये कर क्या रहे हैं बीजेपी वाले। आम आदमी पार्टी को ये रोकना चाहते हैं। जब से हम पंजाब जीते हैं इनसे बर्दाश्त नहीं हो रहा, तो मैं उनको कहना चाहता हूं, इन लोगों को, बीजेपी वालों को, आम आदमी पार्टी आंधी है, आंधी। अब ये किसी के रोके रुकने वाली नहीं है। नो वन कैन स्टॉप द आइडिया हुज टाइम हैज कम, एंड आम आदमी पार्टीज टाइम हैज कम। जब इंदिरा गांधी ने अति करी थी, उन लोगों को भी ऐसा ही घमंड हुआ था। जब जब कोई इतिहास गवाह है कि जब जब किसी राजा को अति घमंड हो जाता है, अहंकार हो जाता है बहुत ज्यादा, तो इसी तरह की हरकतें करते हैं वो लोग।
All right, so can Kejri wall the crisis with what he, in just terms of body language and the way he spoke for the first time? For someone who's covered Aam Aadmi Party rallies, interviewed him many times, if this was vintage Kejriwal, viewers, I'll say it again, he would have gone all out, aggressive, combative. Is he on the back foot? Is he a little shook up? All of that, let's break it down. Joining me this evening is Rajdeep Sardesai, our consulting editor. In a short while, Rahul Srivastav, our national affairs editor, would also be with us. Yogendra Yadav, co-founder, Swaraj India, who was once a part of the Aam Aadmi Party as well. And Mr. Yadav, I'd begin with you. do you, for someone who's worked with Arvind Kejriwal, who knows how he functions, he's someone who changes his political language very quickly, adapts very quickly. If this was, what Arvind Kejriwal used to be, we would have seen a very different side of him. Do you see, has it impacted him a lot more than what usually Arvind Kejriwal is used to, or the bounce back is not so sharp this time?
I'm not the best reader of his body language and so on. Yes, I will.
Mr. Yadav, we seem to have lost you. We're going to try and, reconnect your audio and your video link. But Rajdeep, I'll bring you in. Meanwhile, we try and connect back to Mr. Yadav. How would you read with what went down today with Arvind Kejriwal in terms of, you're speaking for the first time, not just to the people, of Delhi or to your national audience. You're also talking to your cadre. Your deputy CM has been arrested. Would you have expected a more aggressive front?
Look, I think somewhere Arvind Kejriwal has been shaken by the events of recent times. He may not admit it, but the fact is that when your right-hand man is put in jail, it does affect you, particularly someone whom you've given almost the entire charge of Delhi administration. And I think Mr. Kejriwal